Good afternoon, and thanks for having us in. Fentanyl test strips are one step closer to becoming legal in South Dakota. House Bill 1041 passed the Senate committee this morning and is now headed to the full Senate. The test strips detect the presence of the deadly drug or its analogs in other controlled substances. South Dakota had a record 104 drug-related deaths in 2021, including 29 from fentanyl. The bill would create an exception in state drug paraphernalia laws so people could legally use the test strips. The measure has already made it through the House. One of the most controversial bills in Pierre is scheduled to go to the full Senate this afternoon. House Bill 1080 would ban gender-affirming care for transgender minors. Yesterday in committee, supporters said that the bill is about protecting kids. Opponents call it an attack on transgender people. On Saturday, protests are planned across South Dakota to oppose the measure. We'll be monitoring the Senate this afternoon. Watch for updates on KELOLAND News and KELOLAND.com. Various parts of the northeastern part of our viewing area are experiencing some snow sticking the roads due to the strong winds. Many counties are warning drivers to be cautious when driving, such as slowing down, wearing your seatbelt, and driving safely. Take a look at this traffic camera near Brookings. As you can see, visibility isn't great and roads look slick. We heard from Brian yesterday that wind is going to be the theme of the forecast today. And is that looking like it's going to be the big story today, Brian?
Yep, and it is sure blowing around KELOLAND at this hour right now as we've got wind gusts over 40. Another thing to watch, of course, is, yes, the effect on the roads. That northeastern area kind of got caught up in a little light combo of some light precipitation and then any blowing snow. And, yeah, the roads are a bit slick. It's interesting at Terry Peak. We started the day with some thick clouds, and now we've got some sunshine rolling back in, and we actually drummed up a little snow too, but that's now exiting the picture clearly. So looks like overall pretty good afternoon. The winds are actually going down in that area of South Dakota. Now Watertown, the sun's coming out, so that's helpful. You know, get some sun in February, at least it'll help our roads where we've had a couple of issues. Mid-20s now. I do think on temperatures, though, we've kind of hit the highs and we'll be holding steady or falling a little bit. Now, this is interesting. In Wagner, down southwest of Sioux Falls, you had a little bit of drizzle kind of clinging to the camera lens there. Some of these issues have been around this morning and now into the afternoon. The leftovers of the snow this hour kind of trailing off on the wall radar just south of the Badlands and looking down into the Pine Ridge area where we have had some accumulations, and that's another spot too where some of that moisture's clinging to the roads, and the road report's a little slippery there in that southwestern quadrant, so continue to watch for that. Here's the latest on your wind. Now, Rapid City is still gusting to 40, but I think we're kind of cresting the bend and coming down on that. Sioux Falls, well, we could still go higher. We're definitely in the 40-mile-an-hour range in Watertown, and prepare for more of that this afternoon. In terms of temperatures, we started the day with a mixed bag of upper 20s and low 30s. At this point going forward, we're going to kind of erase a lot of that moisture on radar, and with the clearing going on in the north, I think that'll kind of take over for much of the region tonight. Of course, it's going to be chilly in the morning. We'll be a few degrees above zero from Sioux Falls and Yankton up to Aberdeen, but that's only one bump in the road. And then we're back off to some milder conditions for the weekend. And we'll get to that story and more coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Brian. Devin Clark continues to make his presence felt in the world of mixed martial arts. Clark has been a professional fighter for 12 years and a part of UFC since 2016. The Sioux Falls native earned his 8th win in the UFC ranks on Saturday in Las Vegas and says he's always been a really good athlete, but now knows every bout is equal parts physical and mental.
You get to the UFC and they're all good athletes as well, and some of them are really good actual fighters too. So while I was learning how to be a great fighter, these guys were a little bit of both. So that's where the mentality comes in, and really having a strong mindset going into a fight.
The man known as Brown Bear tells us why he owes his hometown fans a thank you tonight on KELOLAND News. A senior State Department official says China's military is likely behind the surveillance program that has flown balloons over more than 40 countries across 5 continents. China denies the accusation. Biden administration officials are briefing members of Congress today on the balloon that flew over U.S. airspace last week. Nicole D'Antonio reports from Capitol Hill.
The U.S. military says it's getting ready to bring up fragments of the Chinese balloon it shot down off the coast of South Carolina. The items include pieces of cameras and antennas.
Do we know what the Chinese Communist government was looking for?
Senator, we have some very good guesses about that, and we are learning more as we exploit the contents of the balloon and the payload itself.
Biden administration officials spoke on Capitol Hill Thursday, blasting what they called an irresponsible act on the part of the People's Republic of China, or PRC.
We will confront the dangers posed by the PRC with resolve and keep demonstrating that violations of any country's sovereignty are unacceptable.
In an exclusive interview with CBS News, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told David Martin the balloon's route took it past ballistic missile fields and a B-2 stealth bomber base.
We made sure that we were buttoned down and movement was limited and communications were limited.
A senior State Department official says China's military is likely behind the surveillance program, which has flown balloons over more than 40 countries across 5 continents. The Biden administration says it's reaching out to countries about the scope of the program, and it warns it will explore taking action against entities linked to China's military that were involved in the incident. A Chinese foreign ministry spokesperson denied the accusations Thursday, calling it, quote, information warfare, and repeated China's claims that the balloon was a civilian meteorological airship. While the fallout over the incident continues, the United States carried out air drills with Britain and Australia to simulate high-end combat operations against Chinese fighter planes.
The senior State Department official added that the balloon was capable of conducting signals intelligence collection with multiple antennae and other equipment designed to upload sensitive information. Residents in eastern Ohio can return home 5 days after a train derailment released toxic fumes into the air. The fire chief said air and water samples from the evacuation area came back clean yesterday. Crews needed to burn toxic chemicals from several of the cars. Some residents, however, say they are still concerned about returning to the area.